Reminder, every episode of this podcast premieres live on AMP, so download the app, subscribe to me at Richard Sherman to tune in to all of our shows live. Welcome back to the Richard Sherman Podcast. My goodness, what is going on with the running back market? The salary cap just went up $20 million. $20 million per team. And somehow the price of a running back in the league, the price of a franchise tag, has gone down. Probably one of the hardest positions physically to play in ball. You know, you're just taking a beating. You gotta block many different sized human beings all the time, consistently. You're in the pass game, you're in the run game, you're in the blocking game. A lot of them make huge impacts on the game. I mean, the three guys who got the franchise tag this year, Tony Pollard had his best season, so explosive. I mean, probably one of the most explosive running backs in the league. Dallas wouldn't have had that kind of season. They had a really good season because Tony Pollard had a breakout season, made the Pro Bowl, but you franchise tag like he's disposable. Josh Jacobs leads the league in rushing. Explosive. I mean, I just remember the Seattle game where he ran for like 200 yards, and there's no way they win that game without him. He I think he was hurt coming into the game and still put the team on his back, ran them to victory, led the league in rushing, and you franchise tag him. Okay, all right. Saquon Barkley. Saquon came out of Penn State, you know, all these expectations. Got a little banged up, got hurt, recovered, came back, had a great year. Great year. Everybody's expecting him to get some money. You know, you can get 13, 14 million. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey's leading the way with 16 million. Then you got Alvin Kamara, rightfully so, 15 million. And then right now, you got a rookie. You got a rookie making like 14 million. So you're telling me none of those three guys deserve that kind of money. That's what you're telling me, teams. None of those three guys are that valuable to their teams. I just don't know. I understand I guess to some degree, the logic that running backs have been found. I mean, Kyle Shanahan has found running backs undrafted, 7th round, and done a great job with them. But the running backs we're talking about that are really productive, that are productive right now, two of them were first-round running backs. And Bijan Robinson is supposed to be the next first-round running back. You know, you don't get picked that high to be part of a team. You get picked that high to be a guy. And so it's really concerning, man. It's concerning not only that the salaries aren't increasing, but they're decreasing as the cap jumps. Like, it didn't just increase $5 million, $6 million, $10 million. It jumped substantially, and it didn't affect the running back market in the least in a positive way. I just don't know what you do. I don't know what you do. If you're Josh Jacobs, what do you do? You led the league in rushing. You're a pretty model citizen. You know, did your job, came to work, did your job, didn't say a lot. I don't remember hearing a lot of controversial moments from Josh Jacobs over his career. He's just come to work, did his job, and when it's time to pay him, all of a sudden, we're at a standstill. And he was so optimistic that he was getting a deal. He came to the facility sitting in the car with Max Crosby ready to come in the building and be like, I'm back. And of course, they don't get it done. I just don't understand that. If there were off the field issues, red flags, concerns of that degree, you always think you have injury concerns with a running back because they take a beating. You know, you take 20 to 25 carries a game over a 17-game season. There's not these are human beings. You know, contrary to popular belief, these aren't superheroes. These aren't, you know, guys made in labs. These are human beings. You know, they have blood, flesh, muscles, tendons, and you keep running into people over that amount of time, you're going to take a beating. But these guys are also taking care of their bodies. When they get hurt, playing through injuries a lot of times. Saquon had a major injury, rehabbed himself to get back to elite status, had a phenomenal season, and you don't reward them? That's the message you're sending to these kids. That's the message you're sending to the team. You don't reward your best guys. Like, the franchise tag right now is $10 million. You can't go over that. You can't go $12, $13 million. I don't know what the negotiations were, But I can't imagine. Usually the negotiations start around the franchise tag number, which is 10 million and some change. I just don't get it. I mean, I wouldn't take it if I'm a running back. Why would you? But they think they're replaceable, and teams would rather, again, go out there with less talent, worse players, than pay these guys what they deserve. When will they learn? But I'm not a GM. Don't shoot the messenger. But come on, man. Like, something's got to give. Something's got to give. Now these guys are going to have to play chicken with these teams. You know, I don't know what their plans are, but a lot of them haven't shown up for training camp or aren't planning on showing up for training camp, and they don't have to. They're not going to get fined. They're not under contract until they sign the franchise tag, so they don't have to show up. And when they do show up, now teams can rescind the franchise tag. Sure, teams can rescind it, but then any team can sign you at that point. And these are good players. I would guess there would be teams chomping at the bit to sign these guys. Obviously, there's salary cap concerns for some teams because they've spent all their money, they've planned for the future, et cetera, et cetera. But sure, there'll be adjustments made if these guys became available. But, I mean, what do you do? What do you do? Do you sit it out until September and just make the team sweat? Do you just show up and go to work again? I don't know. It just seems unfair. But that's my opinion. I appreciate you guys joining me as always. We'll see you next week or the following week. We're getting these guests in the off season, and we might have some special surprises coming up, but stay tuned.